Today I'm going to show you the Xtreme production carbon fiber frame for the Blade 130X. But first I'll take off my canopy. And here is the frame. The frame itself is constructed of 1mm carbon fiber all the way around. And some nice features of the frame that give it some advantages over stock is here you can see the battery tray. It's already cut out if you want to upgrade to a different brushless motor. So here I have my Spin 8000 motor, and as you can see it fits perfectly. There's no need to cut this frame. And the motor mount on this frame is metal, as you can see right there, so there's no need to add anything to stiffen up the motor mount. This one is already good. Here you can see the holes for the motor mount are slotted, so when you loosen the screws you can slide your motor back and forth to get perfect gear mesh. And the Spin 8000 motor will now work with a 9-tooth to a 13-tooth pinion in this frame without touching the elevator servo. And as you can see right here, running on an 11-tooth pinion, I have plenty of space with the front elevator servo. And another nice thing is the front elevator servo on this frame. Alright. There we go. As you can see, it's held in with 2 screws. So basically all that you need to do is take out these 2 screws, and then there's 2 slots on the bottom that it just slides into. So once the 2 screws are removed, you just slide the servo out. There's no need to split the frame like you have to do with the stock frame, which is really nice. It makes it easy to take out your servo if you damage it or if you have to clean it. And then around the back, either the Xtreme canopy mounts or the stock canopy mounts will work. And then there's also the boom block. It's made of plastic, but as you can see it's extremely thick. It's very strong. It's not going to break on you. And the frame overall, because of this, it's very stiff. The boom block's so big, the bearing blocks and the motor mount are all metal. The carbon fibers is relatively thick compared to other frames. So this frame has absolutely no flex in it whatsoever. And that really helped improve my helicopter. When this was in a stock frame, I had some really bad vibrations that I could not get rid of. Once I put it in this frame, they all went away. It's the smoothest my helicopter has ever been. On the bottom, you have the option to mount stock skids. And here you have your boom support holes. And another thing about the boom block is, all that I had to do was push my tail boom in all the way, and that gave me the perfect gear mesh between my A and B gear. So it was really easy to get my helicopter nice and smooth. And if you need to change the B gear, you might be thinking this is in the way and it's all covered, but all that you need to do is, if you remove this servo, you could put the B gear on an end of like a 0.9mm Allen key and then slide it in through here, and you'll be able to get the B gear into place. So you could just remove this servo and it'd be easier than taking off half the side frame. The A gear, that one might be a little bit harder to get to, but if you upgrade to the metal A gear, you'll never have to worry about that stripping out. And speaking of metal gears, back here I have my Xtreme production hardened steel metal C and D tail gears. They worked really well for me. I need to put a few shims behind my C gear to get it perfect, but overall it's not bad just to put a few shims back there. to get rid of any wobble that might be on the torque tube shaft, because every torque tube is manufactured slightly differently, so not every gear is going to fit exactly perfect on it. My D gear, that fit on perfectly. It was a very nice fit onto the tail shaft. And then I have my Xtreme Production tail grips and tail slider, and as you can see, there's no slop in this tail at all. It's a very nice, gives me a very locked in feeling. And lastly, I have the new Xtreme Production swash plate, and as you can see, they've now raised the back anti-rotation pin. So now when you give elevator movement to your Blade 130X, it's going to go straight back or straight forward. It's not going to have any interactions or tilt to the side. It's going to work perfectly. So overall, this Xtreme Production carbon fiber frame, it's made my helicopter much better. Makes it a lot smoother. It's just a great upgrade overall. And there's only a very minimal weight gain over stock, so I wouldn't hesitate to use it whatsoever.